Hi, I'm Danny Lee. I'm with the U.S. Forest Service. I'm the director of what's called the Eastern Forest Environmental Threat Assessment Center, which is one of the units with the Southern Research Station here in Asheville, North Carolina. I work at the research station, and what we do is sort of keep an eye on not just this fire season, but all fire seasons, and not just in Southern Appalachians, but over the entire range. I'm a research scientist, and so we have a variety of sort of tools that monitor landscapes and see what's going on. We have some scientists within our unit, Steve Norman in particular, who's very much interested in trying to understand the historical context of something like the 2016 fall fire season. Is this really unusual or not? Is this something that we should have expected? Is this something we can do something about? These are sort of broader questions that we're interested in as scientists, and that we have some capacity to sort of address from a research side. Then the idea is that would be information that would be provided back to the National Forest of North Carolina, the Forest Supervisor, and others who could use that in their longer term planning in terms of thinking about. So if they're asking the question of, well, wow, is this season that sort of overwhelmed us, is this something we're going to have to expect every year or not? These are questions that we would like to be able to provide some information to. You can take responsibility for those sorts of things and become informed and be part of the solution, because this isn't the kind of thing that you can just sort of sit back and do what you want on your own, keep your head in the sand sort of thing, and expect the state or the federal agencies to just sort of fix it. It's not going to happen.
I am Lee Thornhill. I'm the staff officer for fire ecosystems and forest management here for the National Forest of North Carolina. So we really have 3 seasons here in North Carolina that we generally have fires in. Late winter, spring, we call it the spring fire season. And that's usually, a little bit in February, but March and April. And those are generally lightning. There are human-caused fires in all of those seasons. There's a lot of man-caused fires that occur during the spring season also, and those will generally go until we actually have leaf out, is what we call it here, when the leaves come back onto the hardwoods. We do have the summer season, so fires do burn, but they're usually not large fires, and those almost all are lightning caused. So here, our average fire season is about 140 fires a year. Most of our activity does occur in the spring. Of that, we'll have maybe about a 2-week time period in the fall, right after the leaves have fallen off of the trees, and that we'll pick up some fires. If they're more than 5 or 10 acres, that's pretty unusual for here. And then the summer stuff, we'll have little fires up here in the mountains. Mainly the summer fires are occurring down on our eastern forest in the Piedmont and on the coast. So the last 25 years that I've been fighting fire, the number of large fires has increased. We've had now lots of fires that are well over 500,000 acres in the west. And when we have fires here that are 10,000 plus acres, those are very large fires for the South. Last year was an historic event for us, and we had, I don't even remember how many fires we had. There were so many going on at one time. I know it was well over, just on the National Forest of North Carolina, I believe it was about 88 fires. Not all of those were very big, but there were some big ones. Because of the drought and the dryness during that time of year, because we weren't getting our rainfall, wasn't coming in as it normally does, then that just exacerbated everything that was going on with the fires. We brought a lot of folks in last fall. Prevention teams is what they're called. There's a national prevention team that was here, but we brought in prevention patrols, where there was 2 people in a vehicle going around to campgrounds, going around to communities and talking with the public, wherever they could find them. Out in the woods and in communities, they were having community meetings and just talking to them about the opportunities to make defensible space around their house, and then also, how to making sure that fires are out, and to not start new fires.
My name is Matt McCombs, and I'm the acting deputy forest supervisor for the National Forest North Carolina. 2016 will go down as one of those historic fire years. Just the combination of super dry conditions with super warm conditions for an extended period of time. I can remember it was like someone turned a faucet off on August 15th and just being like, wow, it's really dry. Not being from North Carolina, I'm not from what is this temperate rainforest that we live in. I couldn't quite put my head around what was coming. And honestly, I don't think a lot of people could really see what was coming as far as the intensity and the severity of the fire, and then the amount of acres that it would consume. It'll be one of those years where I was in North Carolina in 2016. And that's like other years in other parts of the country. I lived in Montana in 2000, which was just a crazy fire year where it seemed like the whole entire world was on fire. And there's other years where you'll be like, yeah, I'll never forget that year. It was crazy. So last year, I think everyone would point to the fire. I think it was the Chimney Tops fire in Gatlinburg, right? So that was thousands of homes and 14 lives, and I think a significant amount of additional injuries due to smoke inhalation and other fire-caused factors. That was the kind of fire that really stops everybody in their tracks and makes them sort of reevaluate, whoa, how are we effectively managing wildfire when we have so many homes and communities that live right up against or deep into the forest itself. So yeah, by far of all the incidents we had last fall, that would be the one that was by far the most severe and certainly the most damaging.